Well. This is the day the Lord has made. We'll rejoice.
And be glad in it. Listen, it is your fearless girl's leader and her fearless guy's husband.
Taking over. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? I'm going to interrupt just like that the whole time. What's going on?
That's so funny. Listen, why don't you do me a favor and tag somebody, tell somebody, share it on your timeline, and let everybody know they need to tune in. Mm-hmm. We have been super, super busy. This week has been super busy for us. And so we have a lot going on. We literally just jumped out of a meeting and needed to come on so that we could do the Fearless Fridays Nugget. And I asked Dr. James, if he would be so gracious and join me today. And the reason I wanted him to join me is because we are officially in Father's Weekend. We're officially in Father's Weekend. And at Fearless Girls, we are not man haters.
Right. Absolutely.
Men haters. No, we know, listen, we know our role as women. We're cool with them, with their roles as men. And, many of you have heard me talk about, fathers and father figures and things like that. And so I thought it would be great for me to bring my baby daddy on. And allow him to participate and I'm so privileged that he would participate with me today and us talking about fathers and celebrating the father figures. And so I'll jump right in with something in particular that I know is important. What do you think allows fathers to feel appreciated in this season?
Acknowledgement and honor.
Okay.
Oftentimes, the acknowledgement that's received is negative. If a child does something bad, if a child does something wrong, incredible acknowledgement. Now, I know we're talking about men. Just want to kind of put it in context.
Great example, yeah.
The child that doesn't cut class, doesn't mess up in school, does his or her homework, takes care of their chores, is easily overlooked.
Yeah.
Great fathers are oftentimes easily overlooked, because the negativity just gets so much attention. It's, the discussion, deadbeat dad, not amazing dad.
Right.
The dad who's gone the extra mile, the dad who's juggling several things and making it happen, the dad who didn't have the example that he is today. Mm-hmm. It's really difficult to live under an inferior system and then become something great when the demand gets high and not fold under pressure.
Yeah.
So the acknowledgement, to acknowledge that it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I saw this, it was a study that was done.
Yeah.
A lady disguised herself as a man, and she was going to do it for a year. 3 months into it, she fell into depression because life was so much worse for her.
Wow.
She could not imagine the way men were treated. She just couldn't imagine that. She'd grown accustomed of the accommodations, the appreciation, if you will, and acknowledgement that women get, and didn't realize how hostile, how tough it is for a man. And she was confident when she went into the experiment. She was confident after just a couple of days, she'd breeze right through it.
Yeah.
And she couldn't carry out the entirety of the year as planned, because it was just too much. And she had to undergo quite a bit of therapy, if you will, to get her balance back. So to understand that you're facing a lot, you're dealing with a lot, and yet you're making it happen. I acknowledge that.
Yes. Yeah, and I think, and Dr. James, I think that's so good. I recently had the privilege of doing some ministry minutes for you, and one of the ministry minutes that.
And by the way, they were amazing.
Thank you.
No, listen to me clearly. By the way, what I say, they were amazing. If you're jotting in the timeline, can you put boom, 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 or dot, dot, dot? They were amazing. Yes,
that's
indeed.
So
the ministry minutes that Dr. T did. They were amazing.
But thank you so much. One of the things that I had highlighted, I used an example of imagining walking into an operating room and the accompanying staff, most importantly, the patient, had an expectation for you to do a complex surgery without adequate training. And so to your point, I one of the things that I think is real is one, we have a demonic attack that is against the family.
Right.
And so we're
Right.
Jesus lovers. That's what we talk. That's how we roll. And so there is a demonic attack against the family. And then specifically, there's a demonic attack against the father, because if you get the father out of place,
Right.
it can erase humanity.
Absolutely.
You know, and so talking about that operating room example, one of the things that is crazy, if you walk in and they expect you to do the surgery, but you don't have the right schooling, you know, the staff that's there to help you is going to be annoyed. The patient is going to be annoyed, you know, and then imagine the complex emotions that you have because you want to help. You want to make sure they're covered, but at the end of the day, you don't know how to do it. And the thing that I had shared with that, Dr. James, is this example is not about skill, it's about schooling.
Right.
And
Now, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
thank
good.
you. And a lot of times, you know, dads don't know how to be dads, just like moms don't know how to be moms.
Right.
You know, and we have to, and you know, we're learning this thing on the fly.
Right.
Yes.
When you're learning on the fly and you have a lot of insight, oversight, and comments, it can just be overwhelming, especially if you make a mistake.
Right.
Making a mistake while others are standing by, criticizing, judging, giving their commentary
Right.
can just be a bit overwhelming, especially when it's your responsibility exclusively.
Right.
When it's your responsibility exclusively, having others chime in, again, as I mentioned, there is the weight that goes with a male.
Yeah.
It intensifies when you get married. It shifts drastically when you have children.
Right.
So now, of course, I'm talking an ideal situation, and it's like you often say, you're a Jesus lover. Likewise, I'm a Jesus lover.
Indeed.
So the example that I'm going to use is God's model for a family.
Right.
Husband, wife, children, right? If you don't have that, you're not cast away, you're not second class. Please don't take offense to it. I'm not trying to be rude or single you out. Just that. This also applies to your situation. But for it, that man has a weight on him, has pressure against him. That pressure intensifies when he gets married because he now has the responsibility for his wife.
Right.
Even though she may have greater skill, ability, insight, knowledge, spiritual acumen, it doesn't matter. It is not he has to be smarter, faster, whatever. It is his responsibility, so things change.
Right.
Now, add the children in, he's responsible, so things shift. They don't just intensify, they shift. Because now he's responsible to go to God and get their assignment, responsibility, identity, raise them in that environment, provide the guidance that they need naturally as well as spiritually to ensure that the scripture said when you train a child up in the way he should go, he will not depart.
Won't depart. Yeah.
So now that's the father's responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not the mother's responsibility, that's the father's responsibility.
Right.
I grew up hearing mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Yes.
That is so anti-God.
It is.
It is crazy, and it was permeated throughout our community.
Right.
So many of us grew up with that, and the law first mentioned, so the first time I hear something on the subject, it becomes true. So the mother is the real parent, not the father.
Right.
Which is why as men and women accomplish incredible things, they give a shout out to their mom, never their father.
Wow.
But my identity came from my father.
That's
the
good.
grace that's on my life came from my father.
Right. And see, and I love this. And, you know, it just reminded me of something else that I had shared in one of the ministry minutes. I had used the great words of Dr. Martin Luther King, where he said, it's a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself up by his own bootstraps.
Right. That's cool.
You know, yeah, it's cruel. You know, and so one of the, and in that, what we were highlighting is this is the era. This is the season where our guys are getting their boots back. Our guys are getting their boots back. So our husbands, our sons, they are the generation who is breaking fatherless cycles and putting into place what's needed for the family unit to continue to flourish and to be fruitful and to have faith. And so I'm really, really excited about that because this is the generation where our guys, they are getting their boots.
Yes,
So,
indeed.
yeah.
Yes, indeed. So our guys' getaway was this weekend just passed. I'm telling you, it was nothing short of amazing.
I love it.
In fact, the demand was so strong, I already set the dates for next year, added an extra weekend. So the weekend before Father's Day and the weekend after Father's Day.
Yeah.
Those are the weekends. You'll have more information. Now, in order to benefit from it, you got to be online with us Sunday or in the building Sunday. We'll have the information for you. This is FearLess Girls. Now, this is the locker room. I don't have my locker room gear on. I got heritage. You understand? But this is locker room takeover. Bump in, slide in, do whatever you got to do. You understand? So I'm really grateful that Dr. T would share her platform with me, allow me to hang out with her on the Father's Weekend. Now, we understand that Father's Day is Sunday, but we've coined Father's Weekend.
Yes.
We've coined Father's Weekend.
Yes.
So, and to all the great men that's watching, I saw Cuzzo on watching just a bit ago. Tom Swoop, world famous. What's going on, Cuzzo? There are men doing an amazing job, laying an incredible track for their sons, an incredible track for their daughters, showing their daughters the type of man to marry.
Yes.
Showing their sons the type of man to be.
Yes.
Making a shift in our society, filling voids that were left and caused by people who have gone before us.
Right.
So look, man, I'm honored to be in this time, to have the grace God has given me.
I love it.
The wherewithal, and I'll say clearly, not the song Boots on the Ground, not the song, but this last weekend, Boots was on the ground. Oh, we got our boots.
Yes.
We
got
our boots.
They have their boots. And let me just say this. Thank you all so much for those who needed that course correction, because like we said, it's not about skill, it's about schooling. Mm-hmm. And as we learn, when we learn, we begin to do better. And so thank you all so much to our sons, to our fathers, to our husbands who are putting themselves in place and going against the status quo and the societal systems that are against you. We are not against you. We are on your side. We are rooting for you. We believe in you. We appreciate your courage. We treat you with honor. We salute you and we celebrate you. So happy Father's Weekend to all of the fathers. Now listen, yes, I said all of the fathers, because when we celebrate Mother's Day, we don't say Happy Mother's Day to all the good mothers. Right. We simply say Happy Mother's Day. So we are saying Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Why? Because you are kings and you are priests, and we believe in you. And listen, you don't have to figure out your manhood by yourself. We are there rooting for you and cheering you on. If you're listening to this and you feel like you are listening to it through disappointment, I'm going to ask you to reframe your paradigm.
Absolutely.
And listen, just help us break the cycle. Right. Whatever happened with you that caused you to be disappointed or to feel that missing element, let's break the cycle together. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Dr. James, for just being a part of the FearLess Fridays Nugget. We have officially turned this not into a nugget, it's longer. But
oh wow,
it's been good. It's good.
Wait,
it's
am
good.
I getting judgment?
I did it. No, I did it.
Okay.
I did it.
Because I never even dealt with the honor aspect, but I understand.
Deal with the honor before we go.
No.
Come on, we got to hear the honor piece. It's important.
Okay. Honor and respect are huge to men, like security and safety are to women. Honor and respect is huge to men. There are things that you do. I'll bring it into the church world. All right. It's easy for, and I'll use me because I'm a male. Now in Heritage, you have both of us pastor, and we pastor together as equals. I'm not senior pastor and she first lady, and because I like her, she's called pastor. No, sir. The reality is, no, sir, no, ma'am. The reality is she actually knew she was called to pastor before I did. Well before I did. I think it may have been a year and some change before I did. You understand? I was on something totally different. Now, I wasn't a heathen in the streets, but I didn't know that God called me to this particular office. So nonetheless, as a male, if I ask a married woman to do something in church, ministry related, of course, you got to say some of this stuff today because people are weird, right?
Indeed.
Because she honors me, even though she doesn't feel like it, she'll do it and do it with a great attitude.
Yeah.
On the job, supervisor. Not the smartest, not the brightest, and possibly got there through nepotism. asked a female employee to do something, job related, not weird.
Yeah.
Because of honor, she'd carry it out.
Right.
Her husband, who she gave her life to. Her husband, who's her spiritual head. Her husband, who's the priest of the home. Even if he's not saved, even if he's not in right standing, you still got a lot of work to do to pray and believe God that God will bring him to this place, right? Because of the lack of honor, aggravation, frustration, off tones, rolled eyes, smacking the teeth.
My God.
What's wrong with you? You can't get it yourself. All of those things come with it. That's a sign of dishonor.
My God.
Would you do that to your pastor, whom you respect? No. Would you do that to your supervisor, whom you respect? No. How does your husband, who has to be above that, how does he get that treatment? So those things are incredibly important.
I love
your
it.
baby daddy, the relationship didn't work out. Got it, but you can't have them babies without him.
Well.
If he's trash, you can't be amazing because you picked him.
Ooh.
Come on now, come on. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. So don't think more of you than the relationships you formed and established. And if you're having children by losers, come on now, daughter, don't do it like that.
Wow.
And if you were a loser and God turned it around for you, he can turn it around for your baby's father.
That's
now,
good.
Understand this. No matter what happens between you and him, his DNA are in your children. No, make no mistake about it. His DNA is in them. So you want him to turn it around because you need that same DNA quickened and activated in them as well. Clover be the call.
So yes, listen, if that did not catch you right where you needed it, I don't know what would. Thank you all so much for being a part of the Fearless Fridays Nugget. It is always a joy to come into your homes. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to All Things Fearless Girls, and catch us every Friday at 7 p.m. You know, as I always say, girls with dreams, they become women with vision. We'll see you next time. Happy Father's Day to the dads.
Amen.